Okay, everyone, welcome back to possibly a podcast, weird experiment. This is a social experiment for everyone listening. What happens when you put uh, a bisexual man, a straight woman, and a trans woman in a Discord chat together and try to figure out what they're talking about for an hour to 2 hours.
Good luck
Yeah.
figuring out who's the bisexual man and who's the trans woman, am I right, guys? Ba-da-ba.
I like dick.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if that helps any.
I don't know why it would.
Okay, this is the worst opening so far.
Hey man, I was proud of coming up with all that out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was really good, but we ruined it, so I'm sorry.
Well, damn.
Mm.
Is that you, Sarah?
What?
The reverb with I can hear my voice. It is.
I don't know why it would be.
Okay. Anyways, so I don't actually have a lot of things planned to talk about this week, but you guys have more things to talk about than I do. I'm just here.
Oh no!
Moderating.
Hold on. It is me. Fuck.
Oh.
Hold on. Fucking shit.
I just want to reiterate that we ruined a really perfectly good opening. We had the chance to be decent human beings, but we decided against it. It's in our nature.
It is in your nature.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, I like to think that I'm a little bit of chaotic good some days, a little bit of lawful neutral other days. You know what I mean?
Is that what you think?
Oh, wait. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like you're just chaotic neutral all the time.
That's a fair assessment. I will not back away from it.
I think
I
lost
will own
Sarah.
it. I feel bad. We had that funeral and everything like 2 seconds ago, and I really feel bad for, Sarah's family and everything because we lost her.
I'm just gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about something that. So I found places to watch anime again on the internet because Hulu and Netflix doesn't have everything, and I'm not gonna pay for Crunchyroll or Funimation because they don't have the licenses to everything as well. So I went on a crusade and I found a site, and I won't say it because I don't want to like people to find out and to get it taken down. And I showed you this site, and you're watching anime on there now.
Yeah.
Because Kiss Anime died. I mean that's
Rip.
old news, but I have been watching Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex again. That is a show that I will continuously go back to because it is the best not procedural, but best cop drama ever. Better than anything America's ever made.
Okay,
No,
hi.
I agree.
I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to figure out how push to talk works, and I can't.
That's okay.
That's a really good tie-in to what we're talking about a show that talks about futuristic problems that continue to plague us, and I feel like push to talk can be one of those topics so we can Ghost in the Shell one of these days.
Oh my god. Anyways, I don't know. Have any of you guys seen Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex? I know a lot of people have maybe seen the original movie or read the original manga. Oh.
When I was baby, I used to stay up until 5 in the morning and watch like fucking Cartoon Network and Boomerang and whatever when they would play anime in the middle of the night. So I definitely remember episodes. I don't actually remember what they were about, but I remember visuals from Ghost in the Shell, and .hack/roots, but and Shinzo, of course. day. I don't think I've ever purposefully sat down to watch it.
I love that show. To be honest, I literally went out and bought the first season DVD. I really enjoy that show. I just wish that I could afford the second DVD, which goes back to your current issue of like the second DVD is out of print and the only in print copy is a botch job where if you were watching an episode on that version of the DVDs or Blu-rays, they will have scenes in Japanese one scene and then just somehow switched to English. Like they just messed up all the audios, and it's just I really wish I could own a version of the second season because I really want to get into it.
So it is on that website if you want to watch it fully dubbed, and it has probably one of the best dubs in anime history, and I will stand by that as being like, I know everyone's like, oh, Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist has like some like side characters that kind of go okay, but this anime, like through and through, all characters, all side characters, it just feels like someone made a show and set it in Japan, and like it feels American, but it has its like Japanese moments where you're like, oh, okay. But for the most part, it just feels like a really good cop drama.
But that also talks about existentialism and
Yes,
you know,
that's the Japanese
it's
like stuff that I don't think would fit on American TV for the most part. But overall, it is. Oh, I just love that anime so much. I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted everyone to know that you should watch Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. Yeah.
it's really weird how like out of all of the animes and mangas that ever existed, it feels like Ghost in the Shell is the most repurposed consistently. And I think it's because it has a very strong core and identity of what it is as a show. Like you could just take it and have so many different ways to make that interesting. Some are not as interesting because depending on the vision of the director and people in charge of it. But the fact that it's still ongoing till this day with multiple different reboots and stuff shows the success of that brand.
Yeah. I don't know. Cuz I've watched I think every except for the newer stuff like the 3D the like remake things. You know what I'm talking about, the redos they did.
The Netflix ones.
There's the Netflix. Yeah, I think they're all on Netflix. I haven't touched those, but I've watched Ghost in the Shell. I've watched Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. I've watched both seasons of Standalone Complex, and then the Standalone Complex movies, and then the Solid State Society movie. I love everything about this show and this. Like, I just love listening to them talk about like the politics that are going on. It's the same reason why I like the Godzilla movie, the one that Anno did, where it's just like, you know, fuck, like there are cool scenes with the monster, but let me just watch scenes of Japanese men arguing about politics and who has the right to do what and who has jurisdiction. Just give me like 50 minutes of that and 12 minutes of the monster, and that's the perfect movie right there.
No, yeah, it takes a really good kind of writer and a person with vision to make dialogue interesting. It's kind of why 12 Angry Men, from even back in the day, is such a palpable, tension-filled movie, and they're just all in the courtroom scene debating over someone who should be guilty or not guilty. Like, if you have the ability to craft dialogue that's human but also engages the plot, it's the perfect mixture to captivate you.
Yeah, that's one of the like. I know everyone's like Quentin Tarantino's overrated, but no one can write. There are a lot of directors and writers out there that can write dialogue the way he does, but like he was the first time like in a movie where like I was like, wow. Just like being interested in like 50 minutes of a guy talking back and forth inside of a warehouse, and we've cut away maybe a couple times, but we're just watching people walk around inside a warehouse, or like Glengarry, Glenn Ross, where it's a play and they made it a movie, and it's like just them talking. And then the thing I watched recently that I have been telling everyone to watch, called The Boys in the Band, starring what the fuck's his name? Jim Parsons, fucking
yeah, from Big Bang Theory.
Big Theory, and I love that this man is acting outside of that giant thing that he was a part of. Just like anytime I see Daniel Radcliffe act outside of that thing, he was part of.
He's also in that Netflix series Hollywood, where he
I
plays
started that. Yeah.
a gay. I think he's like an agent, and he's like looking over this this like Rock Hudson kid who's secretly gay, and like they're having an affair, and he like wears lingerie in the show, and it's pretty cool.
So yeah, but the Boys in the Band is like really good because the entire cast is openly gay. It's about gay men in the 60s, and it's based off a play that was made in the 60s. And then the even cooler piece of trivia about the entire movie is that in 2018 they did a reboot of the play for a anniversary of it, and they got the same cast that they did for the play to be in the movie. So it's like people who already knew and had already done the script like multiple nights on Broadway. And I don't know. There's tons of action in Ghost in the Shell, but I care more about them just like talking about like the current state of their society and like what's happening with their politics and like immigrants from China. And it's just like, and it's kind of funny because I think Ghost in the Shell, the year it's set in is like 2024 or something like that. So yeah.
It's so weird how, like, back in the day, we were like, yeah, the year 2024 is going to just change our world. We get there, and it's like, oh, it's still the same. Just better iPhones.
Hold on, it's just getting nice.
Just stepping back from, like, Ghost in the Shell and other things, I want to talk about how like I really love Daniel Radcliffe's choice of like filmography and things he's choosing right now, like Horns and Guns Akimbo. Like I kind of want more of that kind of like weird films that Daniel chooses to play. Like they're so weird but also so enjoyable.
Yeah, they are. Hold on.
Having technical difficulties, it's okay. I'm gonna sing and hopefully your cares go away. Or Vincent cuts this out of the podcast and it's gonna be really weird, but hopefully it's gonna be okay. I couldn't wipe him with weird. Hey audience, how are you doing? Doing okay? You getting that good cry in every day? Yeah, same. Yeah. It's hard out there. But hey, you can get through it, I guess.
So, Sarah, are you there still?
Yeah, I'm here. Just give me 1 sec.
Okay.
Have you watched Guns Akimbo yet?
I have not. I've been wanting to.
It's fun.
I switched over to my phone because I had my headphones right next to me for my phone, just not for my computer.
I see.
We finally figured out the problem. The problem was life.
Anyways, Sarah, do you have any enlightening thoughts to talk about what we talked about?
About what you talked about?
We just talked about dialogue and the boys in the bands and
Oh, yeah, no, I don't have
movies
on that. I have my own stuff I want to talk about, but I don't know when I'm allowed to talk about it.
I mean, what do you want to talk about, Sarah? This podcast is for everyone. You just need to take the reins.
Okay. Well, like, but I just didn't want to interrupt you because I didn't know if you were done or not.
Okay, Sarah.
Okay. Um, so like, it's Halloween month.
Oh
and
shit, it is.
It's my favorite month of the year. Well, also Christmas month. I do like Christmas a lot. Also my birthday month. Anyway,
Oh
so
my god.
horror movies are a all year type of thing for me. I love horror movies. For some reason, it actually helps my panic disorder. I don't know why. It helps calm me down.
That's
Not
one of
only
the
that,
things that weirds me out about you. It's like you can just watch all these horror films and be okay, but like real life like problems will just
real
throw
life
you into like a
makes me
spiral.
freak out. It's true. I don't know why.
Don't you have
Sometimes
like
sometimes you just gotta watch teens get vigilante justice. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure that like there's actually a study out there that shows that people with anxiety actually find like comfort in horror movies. Like
I have
people with
anxiety and
clinical
I don't. Oh.
Well, no, people with like clinical anxiety, like my anxiety disorder, they
I
find
have
comfort
clinical
in, like-
anxiety. I was diagnosed in high school.
No,
Yep.
I'm saying with my I literally just said with my anxiety
Yours,
disorder.
specifically.
Yes. I
Wait,
just
wait,
said
yours?
that.
I don't think I feel that way too. Wait, it's yours, right? Not mine.
Yeah, yes. Sarah's Macy, you're on delay on this conversation. You're just like getting information, like your brain is just picking up Sarah's words like 5 minutes after she said them.
Wait, so you're saying it's yours and not mine?
What the fuck are you saying right now, dude?
I don't know.
Anyways,
Continue what
it's
you're
it's
saying.
spooky month.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, so when I was younger, I used to just put AMC on because my mom has cable. I do not because I'm poor. I used to just put AMC on and just it would play horror movies 24/7, and that's what I would just leave it on and like do schoolwork and like watch horror movies, and like it was real comforting to me. So I've seen like all of the Halloween sequels like a billion times and all of the Friday the 13th sequels a billion times. But lately I was like, okay, it's Halloween month. I need to like sit down and watch all the horror movies, all the classics, and like absorb them all because, you know, they were all really good, and like I have a special place in my heart for slashers specifically. So like I just want to talk about a few of them because I'm really excited that I got to watch them.
Question for you, Sarah. Sorry to interrupt your whole
Yeah.
trend. I thought of I've been getting this like YouTube video that's recommending like an old timey video. You heard of like The Man Who Laughs?
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, are you a fan of like 1930s, 1920s kind of horror?
There's not a lot of places where you can watch that kind of stuff. So, you know, I've on AMC at like early in the like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. up until like 6 or 7 a.m. they'll play like old horror movies. So I've definitely seen a few, and I really want to watch Vincent Price's original stuff because I love the remake of House on Haunted Hill, but I've never seen the original. But I'm just not as familiar with it. I know about certain films because of like I'm on the horror community and on Tumblr or like on Reddit. So like I know about The Man Who Laughs because, you know, it's what inspired the Joker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only know about it. I don't like I'm not as familiar with it.
Fair.
Anyway, so I just want to talk about a few of them. The three I want to talk about today specifically is the original Halloween, the original. Oh no, four. I want to talk about four today. The original Hills Have Eyes, and the original, or well, I mean, yeah, the first Hellraiser, and then the original Ring. So I'm just gonna talk about the Hills Have Eyes briefly. I thought it was good, and I liked how many survivors that they had at the end of the movie, because like usually, you know, it's like there's a final girl or whatever, but there were like three people. There were like, oh, actually there were five people that lived. Only like three people died, and a dog, which was sad. But the other dog got to live, and the other dog. So they had two German shepherds, right? This family that went to the desert. They had Beast, and then they had Beauty. And so Beauty died, and so Beast became a fucking fighter, and like he literally murdered one of the dudes that killed the family by pushing him off a cliff. He tore another dude's throat out. He stole a radio and brought it back to the family. It was just, I loved it. I loved the use of the German Shepherd in the movie. But yeah, I'm sure it's like based on the Shawnee Bean incestual, weird, murderous cannibal family.
I think
Yeah.
it's also like a reference because I think there is like a group of weird desert people that are like out there that actually exist. I forget where they are. I think they're like outside of Las Vegas or something like that, or Reno, where they're just
What the fuck are you talking about?
no.
Jared?
This is real. This is a real. They're like a bunch of weird country hicks, and
I do not believe you.
no, I know this because I remember like I think I was watching Red Letter Media's video on what's it called? Was it Drive, the Steven Spielberg movie with the truck? No, Duel. It was Duel. And they had this like moment where they were talking about how like they actually threw the truck off a cliff, but people who actually go to see those trucks that are on and cars that are then throw off cliff via film can't really go and kind of take pictures of that because on the bottom of that cliff are a bunch of weird country rednecks who will literally shoot and kill you because you get on their property. This is real. This is actually kind of fucking scary that this exists.
Wait, what's the name of the movie?
Duel.
Duel? Like just
Yeah,
how do you spell it?
just like you're dueling somebody.
Okay.
I think it's called Duel. It's the one. I think it's Steven Spielberg's one of his first big movies.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Okay, continue, Sarah. I'm gonna look into this.
Okay. Anyway, so that's all I have to say about The Hills Have Eyes. Really, I love all the 70s-ness of it. The brother-in-law in the movie just looks like Derek Waters from Drunk History if he had a porn stash and a bowl cut. And the main guy in it, Bobby, is like this beautiful Aryan boy who is constantly wearing
Oof.
short shorts. I mean, it's true. He has like the blondest hair and the brightest blue eyes like I've ever seen in my life.
Is it like this from the 70s, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. The porn stash and the booty shorts was a very common trend.
Anyway, so next I'll talk about Hellraiser. I've always heard of this movie, but this is the first time. So it recently got put on Hulu, but I watched it on Shudder. And this is the first time it's been put on like a streaming service that you didn't have to rent it from like Amazon or something. And so I was like, finally, I get to see it. I didn't know until I actually saw like the opening title. I didn't know Clive Barker like wrote it because I have one of his books. It's called The Damnation Game. And after I watched Hellraiser, I actually got the short story. It's based on Hellbound Heart. Because I fucking love Clive Barker. He's got such a specific style, and like it's just so. He loves being like gross and weird and geometrical, and I fucking love it. I he's such a little weirdo, and I love him. And honestly, a lot of it is claymation, which I adore, because I also recently watched the original Evil Dead for the first time, and then I watched Evil Dead 2 after it, but I was super high and didn't understand anything that was happening. So, you know. The claymation in Hellraiser is just like in the Evil Dead, and that's like my favorite part of the Evil Dead too, is like this like weird, gross claymation. And I just fucking Hellraiser was such a good time, and it's so weird, and like I just love it. I love Clive Barker.
Have you ever watched his 1990 film Nightbreed?
No, but I also know. I also know he did fucking Bonehead Rex, Meathead Rex. Fucking what is the
Rawhead Rex.
Rawhead Rex? I know he also did that because I saw Red Letter Media's video on it.
I honestly feel like if you really like Clive Barker, I think you probably should try to find a way to watch Nightbreed, because
Okay, definitely.
yeah, because I think one of the reasons why I liked it is because it was kind of like an allegory for the LGBT kind of society, because it was about a bunch of monsters, but they're not terrible people. They're just monsters who have to hide themselves from society, and the government tries to track them down and kill them because they just exist.
Oh, very X-Men.
Yeah. And they don't do anything. It's just that they want to live their life. And so it has a lot of kind of those allegories to the LGBT kind of like community. And I think it's really, I think there's a director's cut somewhere that has a much better kind of pacing and flow to it. But it's one of those movies that's like influential in a sense, but the writing is not always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I also love Hellraiser the way that I love As Above, So Below. People don't like As Above, So Below because they think it's like cheesy, but I like it because I just like all the creativity they put into it and all the things that they throw out. Like, I don't know, I just like that kind of thing. And then fucking Halloween. Ugh. Okay, so Halloween's my favorite slasher movie of all time. I am obsessed with Michael Myers. I simp so hard for Michael Myers, and I'm also terrified of him.
You must really like those spy movies he did back in the 90s. In Austin Powers.
Yeah, thank you for the Mike Myers joke.
I did it.
So the only thing I know about In the Desert, sorry to take this over.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
I know there is a bunch of crazy people who live out in the Sonora Desert out in California, and it is called Slab City. I don't know if you've heard of it. It is a place where there's a whole bunch of like arch fixtures. It's supposed to be like it's considered the lawless town. Like a whole bunch of hippies live there, but also a whole bunch of crazy people live there, where it's just like this town that is built with like old junk, old cars, old people. You can look it up, Slab City. And it is just like a whole bunch of art fixtures that like people came and made, and then like it's a whole bunch of like hippies and a whole bunch of crazy homeless people out there as well. And it is like this community that has no law. There are no cops out there, and like people have died out there and have been murdered. You can look it up, the Slab City murders. So something to look into.
Yeah, that's fucking. The world is wild.
It is.
Okay, so Halloween is my favorite slasher movie of all time. I simp super hard for Michael Myers. I also think he is the most terrifying villain in horror movie history, because like he cannot be defeated. Okay, so fucking he's immortal, and he's completely human. There's no reason for him to not be there's no reason for him to be immortal. But like, I mean, they tried to explain it in like Halloween 5, but like nobody.
I think I know the reason
that like completely got retconned, because like it just turned like the Halloween sequels kept devolving, which is why to John Carpenter, the only canon movies are Halloween 1 and then the 2018 Halloween.
So, question for you though. Like,
Yeah.
do you think the reason why he's like literally undying is because he believes his own hype?
No.
Where he's just like, yeah, I can't be killed, bro. It's fine. If you want to kill some
I-
teenagers.
I don't think that. No.
Okay.
So anyway, Loomis in the movie. Oh, okay. Fucking what I was saying about him being immortal. Like,
Yeah.
Jason went to hell. They killed Freddy. Michael Myers has gotten shot, blown up, set on fire, thrown out of a window, hit by a car, and he will not die. Loomis in the movie explains that it's because he's like the embodiment of pure evil and evil can't die or something. But like, I'm so fascinated by that because
Wait, are we
like,
talking about Michael Myers now? What?
yes, we
Yes,
were talking about
You
Michael
tried to
Myers now.
explain this shit to me, and okay, I have a serious problem with him.
Okay.
Because I do not. Okay, fuck. I understand Freddy. I understand Jason. I understand like the other like movie villains and stuff like that. Some of them are mortal. Some of them are just like fucking crazy people, like House of a Thousand Corpses and stuff like that, or The Hills Have Eyes,
Yeah.
or they're like
Yeah.
weird zombie people or whatever. Even Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, he's a dude. He's just a dude, right?
Yeah,
A really
he's
big
just
dude.
Like he gets like he's just a really big dude. He gets like injured in the first movie. Yeah, I also watched that recently, the original too.
But
and
Michael
yeah,
Myers
he, like,
is
gets
the
cut
most
up and shit.
anime fucking villain because he is just unstoppable, cannot be killed. He teleports.
Exactly.
He just had like, okay, it would be an interesting idea if it was like Michael Myers is like multiple people or something like that. Like, but fuck, I can't handle the idea of him because it's like, well, how do you stop him? You just don't. Well, there was an explosion
that's
one
why
time,
I find him, that's
and
why I find him so
and you think he's
scary.
dead, but he's not fucking dead, and it's just like Michael Myers is the most OP like fucking
Yeah.
like villain.
He's the one punch man of horror.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you had to process this after I tried to explain it to you?
Yes,
on
I was just
Saturday?
like, wait, so you just can't stop him? There's like no
No.
ritual where you have to go find his body and then burn it and then like it's
No,
just like
because
no.
he's not dead. He's not dead. He is still alive. He's just unstoppable. Like, and I find that so
Okay.
fascinating.
So is there a deeper lore where he comes from, like how he was summoned into existence?
Okay, so they made a whole bunch of sequels after the original popularity of Halloween. Most people only think Halloween 1 and 2 are like the, canon story. But John Carpenter has said that it's Halloween, the original Halloween. And then the 2018 Halloween reboot, which he still lived at the end of that too. But like they don't. You kind of have to catch it because like are you planning on watching the 2018 Halloween?
No,
No.
I plan on never
Okay.
watching these.
Okay, so at the end of the 2018 Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis or Laurie Strode has spent her whole life like building up like an arsenal and being terrified and making a plan if Michael Myers ever escaped the facility and came after her because she knew she would be the one that he would come after. And so she set this trap where there's like a bunch of explosions in her basement and she would trap Michael Myers down there. And so she did, and she set off the explosions, and so there was just fire everywhere. But the last shot of the movie, you see the basement room ablaze and there's no one in it. And I'm like, he's fucking unstoppable! Like,
Yo, he just has fucking Street Fighter Dalsum teleports out of there.
I
Just like,
literally,
oh my God.
I cannot process it. Okay, so
Like, you said he's the embodiment of evil. Like, is he
That
fucking
is what
Akuma?
Loomis
Does he
said.
know the Satsuni no Hado? Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's what Loomis says, Dr. Loomis.
I
Because
just think that
he's
he
been-
knows the frame data for those rocks that fell on top of.
Yeah, what is the frame data on Michael Myers? I need to know, like, what are his hitboxes? Like what does damage? Does, like,
I
every...
don't,
Like,
I
oh my
have
god.
no idea,
I
dude.
think,
I have
like-
no idea.
I think he's a Mugen character.
He's a
broken.
Mugen. He's a Mugen character who has, like, a tiny hitbox, but, like, when he hits you, he does, like, all your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Jesus.
So, okay, so in the sequels, so Halloween 1 and 2, Laurie Strode is the final girl, and then he kills her at the beginning of Halloween 3. Well, actually, sorry, he kills her at the beginning of Halloween 4, because Halloween 3 is the infamous season of the witch, where it has nothing to do with Michael Myers at all. Because John Carpenter at first wanted to do the Halloween movies as like an anthology. And so Season of the Witch has nothing to do with anything. It has to do with a TV station that's going to brainwash children or something. It's literally not a part of the Halloween series at all. Okay, so
It'd be kind of cool if they did that, though.
yeah, but he abandoned that immediately. Okay, so in Halloween 2, it's revealed that Laurie Strode is Michael Myers' little sister because his parents lived at the end of Halloween, or at the beginning of Halloween 1. The only person he killed in Halloween 1 when he was a child was his sister. And then it's
What kind of
revealed
dark
that Laurie...
train did he do to become this unstoppable killing
I
machine?
don't know! I literally don't know.
Wait,
Okay.
wait,
Like I
hold
said,
on,
he
hold
trained.
on, hold on,
He trained
hold
in the Satsuyu no Hado. He's fucking Akuma. He leaves the fuck. Like, what the fuck?
I just thought of something. What if, like, in the last final movie, his sister finds out she's the embodiment of good, and they have like a Super Saiyan fight where she's
Well,
like,
okay.
like, I'm the embodiment of good and you're the embodiment of evil. Let's fight, and they just go
Okay,
in the
well
air.
that didn't happen because Laurie died at the and in the canon, in John Carpenter's canon, Laurie isn't his sister. So this was
Oh,
just before it was revamped.
Wait,
Um,
who plays the person in the reboot that's like the main female character?
It's still Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Okay,
in the
Jamie Lee
2018.
Curtis.
Yeah, no, okay. So Rob Zombie
I
also
want to see Jamie Lee Curtis with her hair like standing up with a gold aurora just all around her as she fights Michael Myers fist for fist.
Oh, you're trying to make it JoJo. It's just gonna be JoJo.
It's just
Like-
gonna be. It's just his stand is evil.
Can Goku beat? Can Superman beat
No,
Michael
nobody
Myers?
can beat Michael Myers. No, literally.
Superman
nobody can
could
beat Michael
throw
Myers.
him into the sun, and Superman would fly back to Earth, and Michael Myers would walk out from behind a fucking tree, and he'd go, "What up, bitch?"
And, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. Rob Zombie did his own remake of it, like in 2008, which I've seen those as well, and that's more. I like them because it's grittier. It's only because it's like they explain more of his background as a child, and it's more of a psychological thing, than in like John Carpenter's version.
But
So.
I said it before. He believes his home hype, therefore he's immortal.
Well, okay. Let me explain where the story went originally. Okay, so
Okay.
in the second movie, it's revealed that Laurie is Michael Myers' little sister. In the fourth movie, Laurie dies immediately. But she had a daughter. And that is the main character of the fourth and fifth movie is Michael Myers' niece, who is like 10 years old. And he is trying to channel his energy into her to make her a murderer as well.
Someone watched Chucky, apparently.
Somehow he could take over her body. I don't fucking know. And then in the sixth movie, which I think is the one with Paul Rudd.
Did he do it? Did he channel the energy? Because then he has to deal with like 1986ism. at the same time being the embodiment of evil.
I just remember them stopping him and then putting him back in the asylum because they can't fucking kill him. So in the 6th movie, which I think is the one with Paul Rudd, who plays Tommy, who was the original kid that Laurie babysat in the original movie. Essentially, fucking, oh my god, the 6th movie is a fucking ride. In that movie is where we find out that there is a cult built around Michael Myers because there is like a hell god or whatever, like a king of hell that like
oh no
is the reason why he has his evil immortality or something, and they built a cult around him and they made him they made him have sex with his niece to create the ultimate baby of evil.
Oh no! It turned out to be Donald Trump.
Oh
and
no!
This movie is about Paul Rudd and fucking Dr. Loomis, I think, is in it, and this other random girl, and another kid saving this baby and stopping Michael Myers or something. I don't know. This is where it like completely jumped the shark. Like, I could understand 4 and 5, I guess. They were just bad sequels, but like 6 just fucking took a dive.
So from what you've told me is the way that John Carpenter wanted it to be is he wanted it to be very vague on how powerful he was.
Yes.
And I like that, but at the same time, there's like this part of my brain that I need to know like his limits though, like what stops him, like
it's so hard. That's why I like it, is because you physically cannot process how powerful he is. Like literally, that is why there's never been a Michael versus whoever movie, because everybody knows Michael Myers will win. Like
they're the epitome of like a Dragon Ball Z fan saying, "Yeah, Goku would win in every single conversation."
Yeah.
But no, like it. Oh fuck! So is Michael Myers? Is Michael Myers the Superman of the horror universe, where like you can put him against anyone and like can be defeated? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god.
Fucking okay. So actually talking about the movie, the first Halloween. In it, Michael Myers escapes the asylum. And he straight up steals and drives a car. He is driving a car around fucking Haddonfield the entire movie, and I find that hilarious. Because he's been in this asylum since he was like 9 years old. Where did he learn to drive a car?
Oh my god.
First of all, I'm pretty sure it's a stick shift.
Oh my god. I just imagine a cop pulling him over, and he just goes, and pulls out like an ID, and it's just him with his mask.
He doesn't speak. He doesn't make noise. It is just silence, and I love that.
Pulls out a little ID.
That. He just pulls out yeah. So he's driving a car around Haddonfield the whole time. He breaks into a fucking shop, and that's where he steals the mask and his iconic jumpsuit. And you see him stalking this little boy. That's the boy that Laurie's gonna eventually babysit. And he's just driving a car, and I don't know why I find this so fascinating.
Michael Myers driving a car.
Yeah, I don't know why, but like, gosh, there's just like seeing him, just watching him just stalk the streets of Haddonfield is so hot. He is so hot. Like, I don't even need to see his face.
What?
I want him to keep the mask on. Like, he's just his aura.
Wait, no,
his intimidating aura.
What? Wait, no. Okay.
You don't know about this, Macy?
Oh my! No, what?
You don't know about Sarah's like not weird, but like her like obsession for like horror like villains. Yeah, but like.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. Here's what I thought. Right? I thought it's like, I really enjoy horror. I'm a horror nut. I didn't think like I want to face. I didn't think it was that level of like.
It's just okay. So it's literally just a Michael Myers and most of the cast of Dead by Daylight, but
and Pyramid Head.
Oh
my-
God, Pyramid Head.
Oh
yes!
no. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yes.
Now it makes sense. I thought the Pyramid Head joke was just a joke. You're like,
Oh,
yeah,
no, it's not a joke. No.
Pyramid Head can get it.
No,
But
Pyramid Head can 100% get it.
okay.
In real life, I'm also into true crime. In real life, serial killers and murderers and whatever else, they disgust me. I cannot stand them. I think they are deplorable. But in the world of fiction, Michael Myers could get it. Like, I'm just saying.
This broke me, and we're only about like what 30, 40 minutes in.
Jeez.
I just think of like, I just think in my head like Sarah in high school is just like, and this is my Michael Myers and me fan
Oh,
fiction.
no. I only just recently was like, okay, yeah, Michael Myers can get it. It was only like this past year where I was like, I suddenly realized how much I liked it.
Oh my god.
Listen, quarantine has been terrible.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna need to recoup from that. Okay, do you mind if we go on to my topic real quick? 'Cause I
Wait,
think that's-
wait. I have one more movie to talk about. Just
Yeah, talk about the last movie because we only have 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so The Ring, I just watched it for the first time. It is absolutely my favorite, my
The
favorite horror
original
movie now.
or the
Yeah, the original.
Okay.
Yeah, Ringu. Yeah.
Ringu.
Yeah. It is incredible. It is so well done. The characters are all really like believable, and the relationship between the main character and her ex-husband is like, it's really sweet because they can still depend on each other, but it's obvious that they're not like in love. They're like, you know, we were together, I still care about you, you know, and they like the whole time he's trying to help her break the curse. And like, you know, Sadako is another one that's like kind of unbeatable because there's no way to break the curse. It's like a chain letter. You have to copy the videotape and then give it to somebody else to watch.
So, but like in my head I can rationalize that more than just Michael Myers like
Oh yeah, well, because
unstoppableness.
Sadako is a ghost now, essentially. But like when she was alive, she was like she was also like, she had powers. She had like psychic powers. She could make people die, you know? And like,
But
so,
like the idea that you can pass it on to someone else kind of makes it okay in my head.
oh,
like-
okay, but Michael
'cause, like-
Myers being immortal.
Because Michael Myers, he just appears, and it's like you don't know when he's gonna go away. Like, does he only appear on Halloween, or does he?
So the reason why he appeared on Halloween was because he killed originally on Halloween to begin with. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's just like, I guess, him reliving. There's no reason for him to want to kill. He has no motivation behind it. He just wants to do it, which is why Loomis is like, he's just evil. Like, that's just who he is. And in
That's
Rob Zombie's remake, they, you know, they do the whole, he is cruel to small animals, he has an abusive home life, you know, they build up the fact that he is a psychopath, and that gives him reason to be who he is as the killer Michael Myers. But I like the original better because it's just, he has no reason, there's no motivation, he just wants to do it, he's just gonna do it.
He's just an asshole.
Anyways.
He's kind of like, he's an immortal asshole who doesn't give
Yeah.
a shit.
Okay, Macy, what do you want to talk about?
got 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Fantastic.
6 minutes now.
I think so I played the Avengers game.
Oh wow. Okay, I want to hear about this.
Oh. Oof. What a weird mess that is. That's a shenanigan right there. That's a prime A shenanigan, prime rib shenanigans. Like, there's such good ideas in there in terms
Yeah.
of like the combat system is really neat, but like I just don't feel like it comes together because it's trying to be the live service. You know how live services are? They're
Games as a
really
service, yeah.
so time consuming, but also very kind of like greedy and very uncomfortable to play because like you don't get anywhere. Like by the time I finished the main story, I had like barely any unlocks to my name on these characters, and it's just and the worst part is there's no way to replay the story. Once you play the
Wait,
story,
really?
that's it.
Is this a free game?
No, it's $60 plus.
Fucking bullshit. Oh my
It is
God.
100%.
So wait, so you
Bullshit.
can't go back and like replay the story? Like it doesn't
Nope.
let you like go. What does it do?
It lets you play the games, the scenarios online with a barely functional internet and possibility of losing all your saves. That's
Wait,
what it
so
lets
you
you
can't-
do.
You can't do a new
Yeah.
game?
Nope. I think
What?
I think you can do a new game. It's just that if you played the story, why would you want to start over from the beginning? You want to be able to load in certain scenarios, get certain cutscenes, right?
So from what I've heard about this, it's like you buy it and then they're gonna release stuff and you're gonna be able to play it as it comes out, and it and like in the meantime you can do like unlocks, and it has like a weird unlock system, and this
It's
game is
Ugh.
I remember being excited for it when it was announced. So I was like, oh, it's the Crystal Dynamics Avengers game, they're finally making it. And then I looked at how the game actually played and everything that was going on in it, and I was like, oh. And then it was like, we want them to look like they are in the movies, but we're having the official Disney, like they're the official Disney voice cast for them. So like Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, I think it's Nolan North, and like another dude, I don't know the name, who plays Captain America. Like Disney's weird, and they have like official casts for everything that they make. And so they, anyways, but they look like knockoffs of the movie versions, and I don't like it.
It's
I don't
really,
like it.
I don't like it either. And I think the reason why is that I am really sick of the idea of corporate synergy when it comes to Marvel. I would just like it if we could take a story from comics and we could just take a setting from comics and then show like more kind of like comic accurate characters. Like, and I understand why it's like, oh, the MCU is really popular. I get it, but like, we're never going to get like lesser known characters like Tigra or Vision's daughter.
The thing that made me happy about it is when I found out the main character you play as in the beginning is Camilla Khan. And I was like, wow, we're finally getting this character represented in a mainstream thing of Marvel, finally. Like, there have been comics and there have been TV shows with her, but like, a video game that's like big and open, it's trying to mirror the MCU, with her as like the main-ish character, the character that all the exposition is given to. I was just like, wow, finally. I don't know how you feel about Camilla Khan, Macy.
I feel that she is a very interesting character. I feel like that she's kind of what the problem with Miles Morales is that the comics version of the character isn't as interesting as other medias portray him to be. But Miss Marvel is a little better than that because there are some comics where she's good at and interesting. It's just that some comics don't really always portray her as really good. It's kind of like she's like right above Miles in comic portrayal, but kind of below that.
All right. So we're having a shorter podcast this week. Anyways,
I
that-
I got a little more to say.
okay.
If that's okay. Just to wrap things up. The game sucks. Okay.
Uh-huh. Is that your
Is that-
final
is
thought?
that
Is that
it?
your wrap up? Is this-
Give me a
is it-
moment. Give me. Let me think. Talking as microtransactions, stories, kind of, whatever.
The fucking QTEs that'll pause the game if you don't continue, if you don't press the button.
The graphical and audio glitches that happen during important story beats, but who cares about the story? But it's
Have you
also
seen
really
that video,
frustrating.
Macy?
Which one?
It's a video of the Thor QTE where like he jumps up in the air and he's about to. No, it's Hulk, and he's about to, and the game just pauses
Mm-hmm.
and just completely stops, like a movie pause. Like the music stops, everything stops, but the button prompt still stays there, and there's no fail state for the QTE, so he just stays there, and then you press it and the game just resumes, and it's like.
Yeah, it's really a mess, honestly, and it kind of bothers me that they've released it in such a state. It's also kind of disheartening, because this is like the first big kind of like action adventure that's not like a action adventure Avengers game that's not like a top-down beat 'em up. You know what I mean? Like, Ultimate Alliance is fun, but I kind of wanted that Spider-Man PS4 experience, but with the Avengers. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just upsetting because we get nothing of value. We get less substance. We get a better Kamala Khan. That's all we get. And it's really confusing. Like, when hella confusing on how to upgrade, how to keep things. It's just overly cluttered, and even the game can't run itself because the frame data is just like, it just slows down to a crawl. Like, when there's like at least more than like 5 people on the screen, the game's like, oh no, we're trying to play something, here we go. And it's like, ugh, when you're trying to make precise shots with characters, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of sad when Fortnite does a better Marvel thing than Marvel
Yeah,
does.
That makes me uncomfortable to think about. Like, that's sunk in just like 2 seconds after you said it. The fact
'Cause,
that like
I looked at that Marvel event for Fortnite and I was like, wow, they're using the new Marvel designs for fucking the Hulk and fucking She-Hulk and like basically everyone that they put in it. I think the Thor design that they used, and I was like, Jesus. It sucks that I don't play Fortnite just for this one event, but like, damn, this looks really good.
oh yeah, like I was so tempted to get Fortnite because they had My Girl back in the day. I think it was a month or so ago. They had an X-Force event where they had Cable, Deadpool, and My Girl
Oh
Psylocke.
yeah,
Like, you know,
Like-
I love Psylocke.
like Marvel and any company that they hand it to will never get it right because it'll be under too much control on what
Yeah.
they're allowed to do and not to do. The only games that can ever do it right are unfortunately the Ultimate Alliance games. But those games are fun and you should play them.
Yeah, the third one you should research a little bit because it does have a little bit of gimmicks that can put you off. But I would still saying that if you just want a fun Marvel game on the Switch, it's one of the best ones out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't get on the Switch because it has frame rate problems.
Well, it's the only way you can get it because it was a
Oh,
Switch
yeah, that's
original
right.
game. So hey, you like
Hey,
that?
this is great. Good job, Marvel. Anyways, that's the podcast. Sarah, do you got any closing thoughts about Michael Myers? Sarah?
Oh no, Michael Myers got her. Oh,
Oh,
No, I'm speaking. I know his dick is big. I just know it. I just know it.
okay. That's it. Goodbye.
Oh, no.